Welcome to Creatively Using the Creative Suite. Here's your host, Eric Burnskill. Hello and welcome to the Creatively Using the Creative Suite podcast. My name is Eric Burnskill, and this week the podcast is going out both a bit early and a bit late. Those of you subscribing through iTunes or waiting every week to get the podcast, both thank you because you're doing that, and also apologies because there hasn't been a podcast for the past couple of weeks. This is all to do with a giant workload over here. This is going to improve. We're moving into a new year and the workload is easing up slightly, so new podcast episodes are going to come every week. The reason it's early is because Christmas is coming up at the end of this week, starting Christmas Eve on Friday. And myself, I do want a little bit of time off for Christmas to be with family and friends. And because of that, again, the podcast is early. But as it is Christmas, I wanted to show you this week a simple Christmas technique in Photoshop that you can take a website. In this case, I have a screenshot of Burnskill Learning open here. And we're going to transform and do some wintry decorations to the website, adding some snow, both falling snow and snow lying on the ground and the lettering. So I'm going to zoom in here and I'm going to hold down my spacebar key and just move around the document so I can see the header. I'm going to create a new layer here. On the new layer, I'm going to grab my brush tool and using my left and right bracket keys, I can make the brush smaller or larger. And I'm going to zoom in even more here because we want the really zoomed in. Making sure the foreground color is set to white. White lettering is normally not the ideal lettering to do this on, but it will work, I promise you. So with a small brush, what we're going to do here is just do some painting of snow here on top. And right now I'm using a Wacom pressure sensitive tablet. So it's going to be easy for me to just paint in some snow. So I have on top of the O, I'm going to make new layers for most of these so I can just hide. And let's do a little bit here at the bottom of the G. So you know it's in there. And let's also do where we could have it on the D up here. Some snow. We can also have some snow falling down, like such as this. And this is going to be much more visible when we zoom out how this is going to look. But as I've done that, let's create another new layer and let's add some snow to the ground. So going over with a little larger of a brush, I'm just going to click once here, hold down the spacebar, and move across the entire, actually hold on the shift key, then hold down the spacebar, moving across the entire document, still holding down the shift key, letting go of the spacebar, click again. And we're going to paint, we'll have painted here by clicking once, hold the shift, and once we moved the entire other side of the document, holding down shift again and clicking, will make us a nice and fairly even line. Now this doesn't look like proper snow, so what we're going to do to enhance this is just painting randomly over here, making an uneven surface. We can build up a little, we can vary the size of our brush, but important thing is that we're getting something that isn't that uneven. So I'm going to just continue. I'm not going to do too much of this, just going to do a little bit to get the landscape properly. And what I want to do at the end, once we get past the slogan, I want to add a little snowman here. Okay, so let's do it right here where we have some space. So I want to loosely just sketch out the bottom of the snowman. Something like this, and then just fill him in. Or you can think of it as snowballs lying on top of each other, okay? And then let's do the next bit. Here we have him. And I'm just using the brush sketching. I'm not a very good painter at all, but you're going to get the feel of how this looks. So I'm just going to switch briefly to black using X because it's my background color. So X switches between front and background. And I'm just going to use a smaller brush and just do to, even smaller. So you might not want to zoom in too much, but create a new layer. Reduce, holding down the using the bracket keys, I can reduce and increase the brightness here. So let's do a bit of black here and here. Let's do the buttons here on the way down. And if I zoom out now to 100%, we're going to see that we're adding some snow here. We have some of the O dripping down from the D inside of the G. That's kind of nice. We also have the snowman there with his eyes and the buttons as stones. And it's looking sort of Christmassy. Now the final one to add is creating a new layer beneath all of these. And I just want to grab my rectangular marker, make a rough selection, fill it with 1. So that, as it is my foreground color, all I do is chin and backspace. That's Alt backspace on PC. And it's going to fill a block of white. This I want to go to Filter, Gaussian Blur, and apply 250, the maximum amount of blur. What I'm going to do now is change the blend mode from normal to dissolve. In this case, what I think is a very pretty snowfall. Right, going to be over the entire side, but we can easily just do that using a layer mask. Do a selection of, if you have layers, which I don't right now, you don't have to hide it like this. You can just put it below the other layers. But I'm going to fill this area that I just selected with blue, which is going to hide everything under the navigation bar here. So the way this works, if I decrease the opacity, it won't decrease the actual opacity of the snow. It'll just make it less tight. So I can decrease a little bit. And if I do actually want to decrease opacity of the white, I can just put this into a layer. So Command G on the Mac, Control G on the PC, into a group, and then change the opacity of the group, which will change the snow as well. So now I have it snowing here. I'm just going to mask out to show you early. Just masking out the search box here. Quickly using my brush tool. And this is how it can look. Adding snow, both lying on the ground and falling down onto the website. Spacing out for the lettering here. Masking out the slogan. This is just an example of how it can look. So go ahead, if you hadn't, make some Christmas decorations on your website, add some snow, have some fun. The importance is it's going to look real on your website. And with that, I want to take a little bit to wish every one of you a very Merry Christmas, holiday season. And we'll have another app before New Year, so check back next week to see what we're going to do for New Year's. Bye-bye.